Here we go. Going live to YouTube. It's Friday Live with me, Dale LaBracta. And today, what we're going to be talking about is doing a weave, this really cool weave. Having some technical difficulties. Our computer decided to reboot today, and then we had upgrades and all that fun stuff. But today, I have a weave here I want to show you. It looks really complicated, but actually it's really a simple weave that you could do. It's a 4-balloon weave, and I got it in multiple colors here. Let's see, I got full solid blue one. It's one of these days, folks, where everything is just happening with this Friday Live. And that's the fun part about doing live videos here. Here is a multicolor one. Here is a 2-color. And eventually a 4-color. Now you may be wondering, what can I use these for? Well, it's braids. Braids are unlimited use. You could put a pole through this and weave the pole right onto it. It's simple enough to do. This right here is a great hat if you wanted to have a hat. I mean, weaves are basically designed for accent pieces. They're to add into a balloon design to make it interesting and exciting. And what I like using weaves for, typically it's just hats. But if I'm doing a design where I need to cover up a pole, I will look at a weave or a twist as a way to hide the pole. And when we're doing this yard art outside, sometimes it's nice to put these on here, depending on the weather. This balloon is one of these that if it breaks, your whole weave falls apart, and like many weaves, it just takes one strand to break and then everything falls apart. So we're going to talk about this weave, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to do it with, let's say, the 4 balloons as our option here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to inflate 4 balloons. Like I say, I'm running a little behind here due to the fact that my system had a reboot. Oh man, trying to pick that up with your foot is not easy to do. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to inflate 4 balloons. I'm going to pick 4 random colors here just to give me a little color options here, make it easier for you to see on screen. Like I say, we're going to do something similar to this. And I'm looking on the screen here, and it looks like these colors work fairly nicely for display. So I'm going to pull out orange, key lime green. I have a teal. It's actually a teal blue. Teals come in teal blue or teal green. And the last color I had was red. I'm going to pick fuchsia. So you're going to inflate these, and when you inflate them, you're going to leave just about an inch at the very end. Let me fire up my pump here, and I'll show you the exact size. So all I'm going to do is inflate, and I'm going to leave just this little thumbtail here. So let me take this off. This will give you a little more viewing area here. Again, if you haven't subscribed, now's the time to subscribe. Man, like I say, everything's off here. Here's my subscribe. Don't forget, remember, subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified when these YouTube events happen. I'm going to just drop this in my bucket here. Got a lot of things going on here today. Whoop, just shut my pump up. Oh! It's one of those days, folks, I know. You know how I could tell that's one of these days? Because I have a big yellow bar that, let's see, oh, there's a YouTube keyframing error. I mean, it's just one of those days that everything is going to be a little whacked out. And, hey, that's what happens when you do a live. Now I'm even going to lose my voice. This is, you know, maybe I should start all over, but we're too far into this. Here we go. And my last balloon. So hopefully you got your 4 balloons inflated. And a little tip, I usually pull my balloon as I do that. It stretches it slightly, gives me a full length balloon. Tie it off here. Again, each one has a tip. That's usually how I hold it. 1 or 2 fingers determines my tip size. Take 2 balloons, random balloons. All I'm going to do is small pinch bubble. All right. All right. It is definitely one of these days, folks. It is Friday here for me. And I'm just going to wrap them around, split them, and I just have them locked. Do the same thing. I have my 4 balloons. Now, this is hard to do standing. Typically, I do this sitting, but I'm going to try here standing. Now, I'm going to take 1 set of balloons in this direction, and then I'm going to put the other set of balloons and split the V here. So I literally have my balloons inside each other. What I'm simply going to do is cross. I'll try showing it here. These balloons over, just like this. I'm going to take the next 2 balloons and cross them over. And I'm going to kind of, look at this. I even get a spam phone call in the middle of the shooting today. This is how whacked out today is. It is just a crazy day here. I am working. Leave me alone, spammers. Don't you hate it when you get a spammer? I know it's a spammer because it's coming up with almost my identical phone number, except for the last 4 digits. So, hello. All right, now, I'm going to keep repeating this pattern where I fold it down. Keeping track, and I fold it back the same way. There's no twisting at all. All it is folding. And this is not easy doing it in front of you, holding it out, working around a microphone. And as you can tell, as I'm building this, I'm just crossing each one over. And then I take the next set. See if I can show you again. Take this right here. Fold them over. I continue that all the way through, and I'm going to have to move this forward here before I let it go. You don't want to let it go because then it all unspirals on you. You can see I have to use my whole body to keep things down. Typically, I do this sitting, as I can wedge it in my legs. You may find it easier if you're sitting. This is a good hand workout for your fingers. Uses your entire hand as you fold that balloon over. Now, I'm getting to the very end. What I'm simply going to do is take this nozzle. This is how mine winds up. Spin, tie it off. Remove the excess. Again, take this, make my last chain, break it off. I'm gonna put a little hole here. There we go. I know, COVID, we're not supposed to put things in our mouth. But again, I'm doing this in my house. Nobody gets to see this. So actually, this is now the braid. All it is a fold over. It's a 4 balloon fold over, and all we do is we keep folding the balloons and crisscrossing them. So it's a pattern where we're just constantly folding over and over and over. And it makes this really cool little figure 8. And what I do is I look at the S pattern, watch the blue. See how the blue goes around? So what I try to do is take it and smoothing out the S. Once I start doing that, the other side basically falls into play, and that'll give you your fluid S shape when doing it. Like I say, it's a colorful little design. It looks way more complicated than it actually is. As you can tell, it only took, we're only 3 minutes into this video, and a minute of the video has been basically blowing up balloons and me dealing with phone calls and the other craziness that happens. But again, here it is in multicolors. Put on this side today. Here it is two-tone. So you could have two-tone option. And lastly, let's let those drop. Solid color. Again, very simple to do, easy. It's quite strong, doesn't bend too much. I mean, you can arc these if you want. You could do a group of them. If you want to do a mix of colors, you can. But again, this is just a nice, solid, sturdy braid. Real easy to do. Do me a favor. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you like this braid or not. I have more braid designs. If you're wondering where I came up with this braid design, this is actually from me being a child. When I was younger, me being a child? What was I talking about? No, when I was a child, back in the 70s, my dad was into macrame. And that was the big craze of weaving and stuff like this. And this was just one of the weaves that I've played around with over the years. And like I say, if you need to put a rod through, you can put a rod through it. Just be very careful as you work it through. Or what I like to do is if I have my base, put my base down, and then I weave it right onto my base. And that is real easy because then the pole sticks up and my lines fit perfectly in there. So that gives me a nice weave to cover up a pole, to bury it in there. And as you can tell, this gives you a 3-foot height base that you can bury with no problem. So if you need to stake something in the ground and it needs to be 3 feet high, this gives you a perfect way of covering your pole. Again, it's just a simple little weave that doesn't take long. So, hey, do me a favor. Take the time right now if you haven't done so. And what I would like you to do is subscribe. It's that simple. All I want you to do is click on the subscribe, click on the notification, and then you'll be notified next time I go live. But by the way, if you don't know when I go live, guess what, folks? I go live Friday at 9:30 Central Mountain Time. So do me a favor. Subscribe. My name is Dale LaBrocta. Be healthy, be happy, be wise. I'm out of here, and I still have more things popping up on my screen about backup issues. Oh, man, a day that is like no other. But, hey, it's 2020. Be good, be safe, be wise. Bye-bye.